Hi friends, it's Adelita Grijalva. We just finished our last board meeting for 2022. It is December 20th. We started a little late at 9:12. So if you start looking for the recording of the meeting, there was some technical difficulty, so we didn't start until 9:12. But it was, when we started, it was live streaming and you know, that was fine. So thank you to Alina Benally, the MPH Health Disparities Program Coordinator for the Pima County Health Department, for coming and recording the land acknowledgement. We greatly appreciate that. Our office sponsored a proclamation for Marguerite Peg Harmon, proclaiming today, December 20th, as Peg Harmon Recognition Day, in honor of her 45 years of service to our community through Catholic Community Services. She spent a lifetime there, and her contributions will be felt for a long time. I did tell her if she really wanted to stay retired not to answer the phone, because people will be calling. She was a great asset to our community. So thank you, Peg, for all of your 4+ decades of service to our community. During call to the audience, we had quite a number of speakers speak to us about the jail and the concerns at the jail. We heard repeatedly that they're understaffed, that morale is low, that there is a toxic environment. I'm summarizing like 5 or 6 speakers that spoke on the issue. The one that just was really just difficult to listen to, and I want to thank her so much for coming, is the mother of Cruz Patino III, who died in the jail on 8/3/2021. And she spoke about the need for us to take some action. There were 11 deaths in 2021 and 10 deaths, one as recently as last week, in 2022. We, as a Board of Supervisors, are not getting the answers that we need in order to make informed decisions about what we need to do next. And so we, in this office, are going to be asking our county administrator to really light a fire and it's an all hands on deck moment. We need representatives from the city. We need we need the courts, both county and city. We need the sheriff. We need corrections officers. We need our county personnel. We need to help. We need to understand what the problem is and come up with some solutions now. Because when we did the tour, we're very concerned at the environment there. There's mandatory overtime. And so let's say, for example, I work at the jail and my daughter has a birthday party at 3:00. I'm supposed to get off at 1. Sometimes people won't go into work because they're forced to stay longer. And then you're not sure you're gonna get home. And so I think that the morale is very low. And I don't know that what we did today is gonna solve any of that, but it might make it easier to recruit some people, and it might make it easier for corrections to keep some qualified employees. We approved we agreed to allow our county administrator, Jan Lesher, to enter into a contract with, and what it would do is it will allow a $10,000 retention stipend and $5,000 recruitment stipend. And so it's a contract that is through the Arizona Department of Administration through House Bill 2862. It allows payments specifically to sheriff deputies and corrections officers. So this is what that funding is going to do. It is revenue that is coming in for 3 years. So it's consecutive money. It's a stipend, so it doesn't go to the base. But it is additional funding that is not coming out of Pima County coffers. We also passed on item number 22 a 7.5% increase to corrections officers and corrections sergeants. So what it did is it took their salary from $46,966 to $50,482, and in that range. For corrections sergeant, it's from $60,840 to $65,395. That's not going to solve the problems at the jail. And it's not going to solve the environment that people are working in. It's unhealthy. It's unhealthy for everyone there. The solution, in my opinion, is not a new facility. We really need to do some intensive professional development and training on, compassionate care. And we also need to acknowledge the fact that these corrections officers are doing duties that are not something that they've been trained to do. 3 of the pods, when we walked through there a couple weeks ago, had people that were in detox and need medical support and mental health support. And you have corrections officers that are trained for a very different skill set than what they're being asked to do. And I think that is causing a lot of stress. And so my hope is that we're going to be able to address some of these issues in the immediate future, because we can't continue to act as if there's not a problem. So there were a couple of consent items. One of them was consent item 4. What we did is we approved the lease of a facility at 1150 West Drexel Road. It's across from Desert Vista. We did receive a call from a representative from the Midvale Neighborhood Association, very upset because they didn't get the outreach and no one knocked on their door or sent out a letter and said, hey, by the way, this is happening. So I want to just review what was told to us during the board meeting. Essentially, this is going to be a facility that's going to help with the overflow that's anticipated with the end of Title 42. And it looks like we're going to have an increase of anywhere between 1,200 to 1,500 asylum seekers crossing on a daily basis. And right now we have about 600 to 800. So the capacity we're not where we need to be. And FEMA has been paying for all of this investment since the beginning of the pandemic. So Pima County has not come out of pocket for any of the services that are being provided to asylum seekers, but FEMA has directed the county that if we want them to continue to pay, we have to go to more of a larger warehouse type environment where we're housing all of the services under one roof. And so that's what's going to be taking place here at this facility on Drexel Road. They anticipate that people may be there a couple hours to up to 2 days. It is not a long-term solution. It is connecting these asylum seekers to family that were expecting them to come and getting them to their end destination while they go through their court process. This is something that has been going on for the last couple of years, and the reason that we need this facility and a larger facility is because we're expecting more people. I think that, and I also, number 7, that was on the consent agenda, and I pulled that off because Mr. Tom Litwicki from Old Pueblo Community Services was receiving some additional funding for what I think is a really exciting program, and I wanted to highlight this program, so I pulled it off consent and asked if Mr. Litwicki could come, and then it kind of turned into sort of a barrage of questions, and the tone was definitely not positive, which is what I was hoping for, because what we're doing is we are providing Pima County Housing First program to in the contract amount of $530,000. And so Old Pueblo Community Services has much smaller environments that are a lot more successful. And so if you want more information about that program, on the attachment in the board agenda, there's a lot of information there. But thank you, Mr. Litwicki and Kate Vesley, for coming and just sort of speaking about the programs. I do think that my colleagues, I encouraged my colleagues to go and visit a lot of these facilities. We've had the privilege of visiting 2 facilities, one a city-run facility, the Wildcat House, and then we visited Comfort Zone, which is the former Comfort Suites by the airport. And both of those facilities are run very differently, and but both of them are low barrier. And I think that it's important for us as a community to really understand what that means. Most of the people there, it meant that you're a couple and you get to stay as a couple, because a lot of facilities are either male or female. There's families there and pets, and that's a big issue for a lot of people. They don't want to leave their pets behind or put them into a very overcrowded pack. The Pima Animal Care Center is completely over capacity, and so I think a lot of people are concerned about that. So we had a lot of discussion. The meeting just ended, and it's 12:45. So we had a lot of discussion, but not a lot of substantive action to talk about. Our next board meeting is January 10th. That'll be our first one of 2023. I want to wish you all a very happy holiday. I hope you get a chance to de-stress, hang out, do something fun for yourself. spend time with family and friends, and stay healthy, my friends. Thanks.